Darling, the world has spoken. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. It's still spring break for my kids. I got up. It's Monday morning. I got my cup of coffee. I checked the thing that we all checked, and all whatever little minor gains were rallied together last week after him crying and pouting and all the stuff that only he's allowed to do, apparently. It is all wiped back the fuck out. Now we're back onto the original goal of getting it to the point of default. And yes, we are going to find joy in it, because this is not the tolerant left. Now what you gonna do? The man who said, I don't believe in empathy, empathy is a weakness, is crying on TV twice a week for people to feel bad for him. Oh my God, okay, I'm sorry. Oh my God. I've got a little cough has been coming in for me. Bear with me. This dude, can you imagine if Miss Ma'am won and twice a week she was crying on TV because something wasn't fair? Like only mediocre Mayo Team Chad is allowed to cry every couple of days on television about what's not fair. And it's extra rich because this is coming from the same guy. Remember when he told his advertisers to kick rocks? When he was like, I'm going to say what I want. And if the advertisers don't want to buy with me, then so be it. F them. That was what he said, right? And he was so proud of himself. And then they pulled their advertising. And he was like, wait, you have to advertise with me. It's not fair to pull your money. You have to buy from me anyway. It doesn't matter what I say. That's them. That's all of them. All right. I said it on the podcast last night. They're firing judges or prosecutors or whoever it was while simultaneously saying, we're not going after anyone in Signal Gate. That's a witch hunt and fake news. And it didn't really happen. And it wasn't really. It's not really. It's fine. Everyone makes mistakes. We're all human. Like endless excuses. Look, some of us are just reveling in the fact that now that it is completely hands off, everything you wanted to blame on us is no longer there. We are no longer there. All y'all, and by y'all, I mean Reds, okay? All y'all. And man, the mental gymnastics to avoid accountability now that there's no one else for them to blame. These bitches are looking under rocks. They're like, whoo! Ha-ha! I found Obama in here. Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened to Signal Gate. Like, really? The incompetence is on display, darling. So, look, the weekend meetings were glorious. They were worldwide. We are leading up to the 5th and looking forward to what that looks like. And, darling, if you're part of the subscriber poll, today we pulled perspective and protection. And on the large scale, you can feel it, right? The perspective is shifting. People are starting to get it, are starting to realize that, oh yeah, they mean the things they're saying. You know how he's been saying for months that he wants to stay in there, and for some reason the news is shocked every couple of weeks when he says it again, and they're like, breaking news. It's shocking to me that so many people were telling themselves that they don't mean what they're saying. He doesn't mean it. He doesn't mean that. He doesn't mean that. He definitely doesn't mean that. He doesn't mean any of these things that he's saying, you guys. He's just going to care about us. Like, wow. Well, those ones are the ones going, oh, he meant it. Oh. Well, I was telling myself that any price was just fine, but I was hoping that the line was before it got there. Yeah, there's no line. There's no line. They're going full force. Okay, and the only thing that's going to stop it is us. There's nothing else getting in the way of this boulder that's rolling at top speed. So keep up the good work. Keep up the inspiration, darling. And I'm wondering what he's going to cry about today. Which news station is he going to go on full of tears talking about how rude and evil it is that people are affecting some of his billions, saying that while he's cutting off checks to grandma, cutting off food to families and students, cutting off medical access, cutting off schools, and here's the kicker, cutting all those things and still wasting money, cutting all those things and still adding to the deficit, firing all those people and still spending more than the previous administration. So all of that was for absolutely nothing but for them to line their own pockets and for him to get his hands on all of our private data. And he's upset that we're not happy about that. Yeah, darling, because we're not a part of the culture. Okay, the culture is worshiping the co-sugar daddy doo-doos right now. The rest of us can see that the emperors have zero clothes, and we would love to escort you to Ruski.